A proclamation of the Holy Gospel according to Saint Luke. The shepherds went in haste to Bethlehem and found Mary and Joseph and the infant lying in the manger. When they saw this, they made known the message that had been told them about this child. All who heard it were amazed by what had been told them by the shepherds. And Mary kept all these things, reflecting on them in her heart. Then the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, just as it had been told to them. When 8 days were completed for his circumcision, he was named Jesus, the name given him by the angel before he was conceived in the womb. The Gospel of the Lord.
Our Gospel for this Sunday comes from St. Luke. It is the beginning of the year, the octave of Christmas, dedicated to praising God for the gift of this great woman, Mary, the Mother of God. We have been reflecting on blessings. As the new year comes, we beg the Lord for blessings. Like in the first reading, the priestly class blesses the people Israel. And we said that blessing is not just about things that we expect God to give to us, but blessing is the presence of God protecting us, the presence of God, the God who smiles at us, giving us joy and consolation. Blessing is the kindness of God, leading us to peace, fullness of life. And in the second reading, from the letter of Paul to the Galatians, we saw how this fullness of blessing becomes personified in Jesus Christ. He is the fullness of God's blessing. God Himself becomes part of humanity, of human history, of creation. And in Him, the fullness of history is reached. The fullness of time comes with the fullness of blessings. And what did we benefit from the incarnation of the Word in Jesus Christ? We became adopted children of God. We experienced the freedom of the children of God. And we were made heirs to all the good things that the Father has promised to us. Blessing upon blessing. And now, in the Gospel, we are back to the manger, where we are asked to join Mary, Joseph, in beholding this baby wrapped in swaddling clothes, the baby promised by the angel to Mary and to Joseph, the baby that St. Paul called the fullness of God's blessing, Jesus Christ. The shepherds were there. They were notified by a host of angels that the Savior has come. And the sign was very simple. They will find a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes in a manger with his mother. And when they saw the scene exactly as depicted by the angels, they understood the message. Blessing upon blessing. The shepherds saw Jesus. They were blessed. And they went back to the fields rejoicing. Gracious in their blessings, that so much so that they went about proclaiming the good things that they have seen and heard. But see, the blessing is Jesus. Seeing Jesus, beholding Him, understanding who He is, and now proclaiming that He is God's blessing to us. But we turn to Mary, whose solemnity as the Mother of God we celebrate today. How did Mary receive this great blessing of her Son that made her the Mother of God? Every mother rejoices at the great blessing of a new life that comes through her. I hear stories of mothers who, after the labor pains, upon seeing their new child, they say, it's worth it. It's worth all the pain. The pain is clouded by the blessing of new life. And later on, they will even say, for you, my child, I will offer my life. I'm willing to die for you. Every child birth could be a danger to the mother. But the mother is always willing to die 1,000 deaths for the blessing that is her child. How about Mary? How did Mary enjoy this blessing? And we will learn from her, the Mother of God. According to the Gospel, Mary treasured all these things and reflected on them in her heart. She treasured these things, the things that the shepherds said. And I can surmise that hearing what the shepherds had said about the vision of angels, about the message of the birth of the Messiah, Mary remembered also the message of the angel Gabriel to her and the many changes in their lives, her life and the life of Joseph. She remembered all of these things. But what did she do? She treasured them in her heart. This is the first lesson we learn from Mary, the Mother of God. How to handle blessings. We should treasure them in our hearts. My dear brothers and sisters, many blessings are wasted. Many blessings are ignored. Many blessings are treated with indifference because we do not pay attention to them and we do not treasure them. How are our hearts? Are our hearts a treasuring heart? A treasuring heart is always sensitive to blessings. Husbands, do you treasure the smiles, the efforts of your wives? Do you keep them as the treasure of your heart? Or do they come and go as though nothing, no blessing has come to you? Wives, do you treasure the efforts of your husband? Their struggles to support the family. Are they in your heart? Or are your hearts filled with memories of their failures? And then the treasure is gone. Children, how do you think of your parents? Do you think of them as a big ATM card from whom you can withdraw anything that you need? Or are your hearts filled with the treasures of their work, of their love for you, of their long suffering, of their sacrifices for you? What is the treasure of your heart? Anger? Bitterness? Bad memories? Or like Mary, do we treasure in our hearts the blessings of Jesus, His presence in our lives, and the many messages of God coming to us through Jesus? Treasure Jesus in your heart. That's the first. The second that we learn from Mary is she meditated in her heart over these wonderful memories. Meditation, prayer, pondering, contemplating. My dear brothers and sisters, I notice this. Whenever we get a blessing, instead of stopping and quietly relishing the blessing, what do? We run around Say, oh, how can I spend this? Oh, there is a store selling this. Oh, while I have this money, let me go to the mall, etc. There is no time to ponder. And so we do not experience the depth, the deepening experience that blessings give to our lives. Treasuring coupled with praying. This is what the Blessed Mother teaches us as the proper stance before the blessing of God, who is Jesus Christ. So, may I invite all of you to look back at the past year, look at all the blessings that have come our way, and look to Jesus. Treasure Him in your hearts. Ponder Him. Pray. Meditate on how the Lord has been part of your life, and let that be the pattern of the new year. Blessings will be there, but treasure them and pray over them. Blessings that are not reflected upon lose their becoming blessings to us. I remember attending a birthday party of a woman quite advanced in years. And during lunch, he was hard of hearing. So I would literally shout at her left ear. And one question that I asked her is, are there any other blessings that you are asking for the Lord? And she chuckled. She said, oh, Bishop, my life has already been blessed. My reaching this point of my life is a great blessing. I have a good family, and Jesus has been faithful to me. And then I waited. She paused, and I waited for what will follow. She said, I probably will spend the remaining years of my life just beholding the greatness of God and reflecting on how good God has been to me. And I remembered Mary, the woman who knew how to handle blessings, treasuring them, meditating on them. We have that capacity. Let us not waste the blessings by ignoring them. Treasure them, pray over them. The word has been exposed. Let us now fulfill it.